Let's say you have taken 4 of 5 tests for your math class, and the scores are listed here below in red. What must you score on the last test to have a mean or average of 90% or higher? So looking at the test scores, your first test score was 87%, second test score was 82%, the third test score was 91%, the fourth test score was 95%, and you still have to take the fifth test score. But you want to know what you need to score on this to have an average of 90% or higher. Well, we know to determine the average or mean of a data set, we would have to find the sum of these values and then divide by 5 because there are 5 test scores. And since this last test score is unknown, we'll let that equal x, and then we can write an equation to answer this question. So if we start with the fifth test score of x, and then add it to the first 4 test scores, we would have to divide this by 5 to determine the mean or the average. And again, we're dividing by 5 because there would be a total of 5 test scores. But we want this average to be 90% or higher, which means we want this to be greater than or equal to 90 or 90%. And now we can solve this for x to determine what that fifth test score must be. Well, this sum here is equal to 355. So let's go ahead and rewrite this as x plus 355 divided by 5 is greater than or equal to 90. Now this fraction bar means division. So if we multiply both sides by 5, we can eliminate this fraction. So if we multiply the left side by 5, we must also do the same to the right side. So multiplying by 5 and then dividing by 5 would simplify to 1. So we'd be left with x plus 355 is greater than or equal to 5 times 90, which would be 450. So now to solve this for x, we can just subtract 355 on both sides. So we'd have x, or that fifth test score, must be greater than or equal to 450 minus 355 would be 95. So this means that you must score 95% or higher on the fifth test to have a test average of 90% or higher. So you must score a minimum of 95%. And if you do this, you'll have an average test score of exactly 90%. But if you score higher than 95%, your test average will be higher than 90%. I hope you found this helpful.